Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode. My name is Jewel Williams, and I am here today to talk to you about the business model of drayage. Now, I've been going over a few series helping you guys understand different business models as you decide on what type of trucking business you want to do, what type of freight business you might want to be, or what type of dispatcher you want to be. All of these are interconnected. So, my focus here today is to talk about the business model of drayage. Now, I've had a lot of people inquire about this because they see the different ports that are around them. Me, myself, I'm here in Georgia. So, one of the biggest ports that we have is Savannah. And there is a lot of freight that comes out of Savannah. Back in February, I attended the Logistics Summit. And I had the opportunity to sit in the audience and listen to the Port Authority talk about the changes they're making, the technological advances that they're doing, and their focus on sustainability and making sure that we cut down emissions in our state, and how they're working with EPA and all of these different new innovations and things like that. There is a lot of good stuff coming down, and the port needs assistance. They can't do it by themselves. Yet, a lot of truck drivers, when they see that, they're trying to figure out how can they be a part of that business. How can they get some of that business? And to understand this, you need to understand that ecosystem that the port is in. So, what I'm going to do today is just give you an overview, get you to thinking about some equipment that you might want to use, what's going on down there at the port, give you some context in some of the volume that the port is bringing in. And hopefully, with this information, you can have a better understanding of what a drayage business model could look like. Now, I'm not going to go into depth. And what I mean by that is, I'm not going to write you a business plan. However, what I hope to do is just give you a taste of the potential of working with the port and how you can make money for that. So let's get into it. So the first thing I want to help you take a look at is the port of Savannah. I'm just looking at this port. You may be living in Los Angeles, so you've got that port. You may be living in New Jersey, you've got that port. But whatever body of water you're near, you want to start looking onto the websites at the Port Authority. Okay, so like I said, this is Georgia. And when you go to the Georgia Port Authority, they've got a great just website of information. So you can find out about the terminals that they have. You can find out about what they move, how much they move. You can also find out about rail that they work with. And these things will help you understand the flow of containers. Now, what they call containers is TEUs, 20-foot equivalent units. So that's basically what they measure the containers as. Now, the language is it's similar, but it's a little bit different. But at the end of the day, it's a container. It's either a 20-foot container, 40-foot container. So that's the gist of it. Now, you'll hear terms like chassis, which I'll get into why you would need a chassis, what is a chassis, and that kind of thing. So if you're interested in something like this, where I would begin if it were me, and I'm evaluating a drayage business model where you're going to be pulling trailers from the port of Savannah to its destination. Now, I talked about earlier building your business model around your local area. So I'm in Georgia. I'm looking at draying down to Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, and then within my own state. Those are the pieces that I want to get my hands on. Okay, I want to know what can I get from that? How much money can I make? How much fuel am I going to need to make that operation work? Where's my break even point? Where's my money going to come in? We're going to touch on a little bit of those things. So this is just an overview of the port. Now, I took looking around. If you're looking at their website, they talk about the types of equipments that they have here. They talk about warehousing that they have on their website. All this information is good if you're going to be storing and importing stuff. This is valuable information for those particular companies. If as a truck driver, it's good to be aware of what type of facilities that they have down there. You always want to leverage your equipment. You always want to find out if you can get more business. This particular port service directory is essential because it tells you who is connected with the port. So if you look at this, you've got a lot of trucking companies connected already. AAA Cooper Transportation, ABF Freight is connected. You've got Ace Drayage, who's connected. You've got Access World Logistics Corporation, AdTran. All these are partners with the port. And the list is quite extensive. I mean, I'm just touching on a few. These are potential clients. Your asset is your truck. These are clients that you should be looking at doing business with because you're the driver. You have the asset. You have the equipment. However, you need to know what your parameters are, what you're going to focus on before you walk into them. When you walk into these companies, you want to go with your plan. You want to go with saying, hey, Mr. Freight Forwarder, Mr. Trucking Company, I've got one truck, I've got two trucks, I've got three trucks, however many trucks you have. I know there's a lot of freight that comes out of this port. Here's what I can offer. Here are the areas I cover. I cover Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama. Those are my primary zones. I can pull this much per day. I can be ready this time of the day. My hours are from here to here. That's all that. I work a 60-hour week or work a 70-hour week. I communicate by cell phone, email. I have a way for you to track the freight. All those pieces are what you want to present to the potential business that you want to work for or work with, shall I say. So I wanted to bring to your attention some things. Let me find where it is. This is what we're looking at here is ACT, AAA Cooper Transportation. This company is owned by, I think it's Knight. Let me get Knight Swift Transportation. So when you see these types of companies and you're looking at doing business with them, it's important to understand, are they privately held? Are they publicly held? What's the difference? Well, AAA Cooper is under the umbrella of Knight Swift Transport. So that means they're part of that group. So Knight Swift Transport is a publicly held company. Their stock is sold on the stock market. As you can see here, their stock price right now is $57.52. So what does that mean for you as you're evaluating your business model? Their pockets are deep. So that could be an advantage to you or it could be a disadvantage to you. Now, when you're evaluating your business model, you are modeling your business model off of this company. And what you're doing is you're offering your equipment to pull somebody else's equipment for a fee. However, you are one person. You may only have one trailer, tops two. If you've only got one trailer, you're going to be limited in what you can do. You are going to need to make sure that you have a maintenance program. You're going to need to make sure that you have a backup plan when you can't get to a destination due to family emergencies, due to flat tires, due to traffics, due to whatever. Okay, some things you can work with, some things you may not be able to work with when you're sick. So when you're looking at your drayage plan, you have to be realistic. You are not going to run 24/7, 365. You're either going to work a 60-hour week or a 70-hour week. Keep those things in mind. So when you're looking at this type of stuff, what I want you to keep in mind is how can you leverage your tractor? We're just talking about a tractor here because you're going to be draying. A drayage business model is pulling trailers from the port. As this right here says, you're just pulling from the port. Ace Drayage, another company, they just pull trailers from the port. ABF is another company. They too are owned by Arc Best Company, who is a publicly traded company. Their stock price is $90.02. Their pockets are deep. You as an individual, you're going up against these people at the ports. So when you're going in there, know your hours, know what your truck can pull, know what you can do in a 60-hour week, in a 11-hour day. And when you go in there with that, you are positioning yourself with authority, with assertion, so that you know you're there to do business with them. You're there to make money for your company by helping them make money for their company. Okay? So that's the first part. So what I want to do today is I want to take an opportunity to just talk to you about choosing equipment. Now, the other day I talked about OOIDA, and I gave a little overview of their website. So what I'm going to do today is look at an opportunity of what would it look like if you decided to pull and you wanted to invest in a piece of equipment, and you're new, you're fresh out the CDL block, or maybe you're deciding you're leaving a company driver and you want to do your own thing, and you have had your eyes set on drayage. You want to dray. Now, I want to pause right here. I want to pause because there's more to this. I'm not going in depth, but I'm just giving you a little taste of some of the things you want to look at. In addition, I want to ask you to subscribe. If you like what I'm talking about and it's benefiting you, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. That way you'll be alerted to events and activities. When I drop a video, turn on the notification bell. Appreciate all of you who are subscribing. You're helping me grow my channel, and I just want to keep bringing you guys good quality content to help you make good business decisions in these tough times. And even when we get out of these tough times, I'm hoping to give you, my goal here is to give you tools so that you can continue to prosper as the economy ebbs and flows. Okay, now let's just say we want to buy a tractor. And I'm here on the International Tractor. I am not selling. This is just for educational purposes. I'm not getting any type of kickback from any of this. So let's just say we want to purchase a truck. Me personally, my favorite, I'm a fan of the Freightliner. I'm not a fan of international trucks. I'm just not a fan. I've been stranded one too many times with them. But I am a fan of a Freightliner truck. So I'm looking on this website. I'm actually here in Atlanta. This is my backyard. And I noticed that most of the trucks that they have here in their inventory are sleeper berths. Now, for draying, there's a plus and a minus to that. The plus side is if I'm sitting down at the port, I can catch a nap while I'm sitting and waiting in my bunk. The bad side is weight and room, space. Will they work with chassis? A couple questions I have with that. I'm pretty sure they will. However, that sleeper berth adds takes up space. So some maneuvers you may not be able to pivot as well when you have those wings and all that extra truck on to your tractor. So, but we're just going to go with it. We're just going to go with this one. And we're going to say, I want to buy this $59,900 Freightliner. It, looking at here, it's got 380,000 miles and it's an automatic transmission. I'm not a fan of automatics. I would prefer a 10 speed. Now, the 10 speed they've got is this international, not too bad. Let me see what else they got. They got another international. It's automatic. I know I don't want that one. There's another automatic. Wow. Automatic. Okay. So, okay. I'm gonna say it's not my favorite. It's a decent price. This manual is cheaper. I'm just not a fan of those internationals. Now, I am curious though. It's 47,000. It has 2018. Let's get some more details on this. Not concerned. I'm looking for, okay, it's a 10 speed, 410,000 miles. Engine is an A26. And VIN number, okay. It's doable. Tech specs, tractor, collision mitigation. Okay, no details. Chassis weight 52. Gross vehicle weight is 52,350. Its engine model is A26. I'm not familiar with that engine model. I would have to. What I'm looking for is I don't like Cummins engines. If this international does not have a Cummins engine in it, I may consider it. I do like the price. I do like the look. Blue's a favorite color. And as you can see, they got some pictures up here. I can look at, let me see if I can open these up. Okay. Tires look good. Let's see. Sleeper, not too bad. Bunk bed. Throw a mattress in there and you're okay. Let me see this engine. Doesn't look too bad. Of course, they cleaned it up, I'm sure. Okay, it's got the stack. All right. And it's giving me some more specs. Okay, yeah, they cleaned it up. Nice and pretty. All right, inside looks good. Stick looks good. You know, your typical look inside of a truck. Yeah, okay. I've used cruise control, but personally, I just don't find a need for it. They're telling me they've got some fancy dancy controls. Okay, I see they've got a digital screen here. Engine hours, 1,264. All right, that's good. Not too bad. Just some interior. Okay. All right. Things, overall, things look pretty good. Doesn't look too beat up. Got some storage space. Again, you want to carry some snacks. You want to carry your computer. All that's fine, well, and good. Love the tires. Okay. I didn't see. Let me see if they show it. I'm looking for four-wheel drive or okay, good lights, A26. I'm looking for, and I might have missed it, that for all-wheel drive, which it should have that. It's an over-the-road truck. So we're gonna pretend I'm pulling the trigger. So I've put together a little worksheet here. Okay. And what this little worksheet is I want to evaluate, is it a good deal? How long would it take me to pay this off? if and how much money do I need to put down. So for this price, what did we say it was? It was $47,700. So that's my cost. I'm gonna put that in there. 47,700. Okay. Now, as you see, the numbers changed over here because I've set this spreadsheet up to type in numbers and play around with them to see whether or not what I would need, how fast I could pay this off. So with $1,000 down, okay, it would bring my balance to 46,700. Now, I know I'm probably going to have some interest due to if I take a loan, that kind of stuff, but we're just keeping it simple. Okay, just work with me. Just keep it simple. So if I took 50 months to pay it off, my monthly payments would be $934. So let's see if I go up to 3,000. Okay, and my down payment, I got a 44,000. Okay, so let's say I want to budget for a $1,000 a month payment. I think I can handle that. I think I can handle it. So 50 months, it's $894 a month. So let's take it down to 40 months. So paying it off in 40 months, okay, my payments are at $1,117.50. Now, here's what my mind is going through. I know that our government is mandating that we want to reduce diesel. So in my mindset, I'm thinking ahead. I'm like, okay, I might not be able to keep this as long as I want to because I may have to invest in a clean energy type vehicle. And if I have to do that, I need to be thinking about how fast I want to pay this off because I may need to trade this in, or what am I going to need to do with this vehicle. And I really don't want to have long payments, but I want to make some good money. So we know that they've been talking about like California, for instance, is going to be transitioning to non-diesel by the year I think that's 2036, but they're going to start it close to 2024. So let's just say we're looking at 5 years, 60 months. Okay. So 40 months would put me at less than 5 years. I got 12 months per year. So we know 2 years is 24 months. 3 years is 36 months. So this is about a 3-year thing. So let's go 3 years, 36 months. Okay, so 3 years, 36 months, we're looking at 1241.67. So we know in 3 years, we know that there's a possibility that diesel, mandates may be across the country, maybe here in Georgia, and we're going to probably may have to do something with that vehicle. We may not be able to keep it. So what I want to look at is if I want to pay this off in 36 months, what are my payments going to look like? So we're looking at 1241. Well, if I want to bring those down, I'm going to have to go up in my down payment. So probably $4,000 on a down payment. Nope, that's not going to work. So let's go to $5,000 down payment. That's still not going to work. All right, $6,000 down payment. Still not going to work. Wow. $7,000 down payment. If I want to bring this down to, nope. All right, we're just going to jump it to 10,000, which I don't want to do that, but let's see. Still, isn't this interesting? So even at $10,000 a down payment, 36 months, my payments are still over $1,000. So I have to really think about, can I make that? I really don't want to do a $10,000 down. I want to keep some cash in my pocket. I'm going to say $5,000. I'm going to do a $5,000 down payment. That leaves me with $1,186.11. I think I can handle that. So that's our first lesson. Okay, we're there. Now we go back to our truck. We get some more details. Let's go back in here and get some details, because what I'm looking for is how big are my tanks. That's what I want to know. How big are my tanks? How much fuel can I hold, and how many miles can I drive on that? So I'm going to I know one of the pictures showed me what the fuel tank was. Let me see here. Tech specs. Nope. Nope. Let's see if it's on mechanical. We have exhaust brake, transmission. Oh, it's an Eaton Fuller transmission. Okay, I like that. Brake drums, truck manufacturer hours, fuel. It has 2 fuel tanks, so that's good. The bad part of that is more fuel you have, the heavier you are. So you're gonna have to weigh your options. So I saw on here the fuel tank. Let me see. Where is it? Okay, Jake brake. I like that. I wanted to see idle. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I like what I see there on the dashboard. Okay, all-wheel drive. Kicks in transmission. Okay, that's good. That's good. So I like an Eaton. I do like an Eaton, so I am happy about that. Okay. We are looking for fuel. I saw the fuel label. Here we go. Nope, that's my tire. Okay. See, under here is the fuel tanks. So I'm not sure how much fuel it holds. But we're going to say 200 gallons. We're going to say 200 gallons. I'm looking. I see my fuel tank sitting right here. Yeah. I want to say those are about 200 gallon tanks. All right. So at 200 gallon tanks, we did the math on the previous exercise. 200 gallon tanks. How much that's going to cost me to fill that up. So we know we're just saying. So we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to put it in a column. We're going to say fuel prices. I'm going to make this spreadsheet for you right now. Go back. Okay, here we go. So we've got fuel pricing. Okay, so when this number changes, we are going to calculate price per gallon. Okay, our let's see, miles. We got 200 gallons. We're going to say gallons here. And we're going to say fill up costs. So this is the sum of this times that. I think that's how you do it. So if we put fuel prices right now, we'll say $4.51. Okay. And we say 200 gallons. Nope. I didn't do it. I did my equals sum of this times this. There we go. $902. So now we have a little calculator. Okay, so whenever I change my fuel price from $4.51, whatever the case may be, this is how much it's going to cost me. So we know our 200 gallons at 60, let's see, 200 gallons at 60 miles per 6 miles per gallon. We're going to get how many miles per day. So we've got miles per day. We're going to do this equals the sum of this times 6 miles per gallon. So we know we can do 1,200 miles. We can get 1,200 miles per tank. I don't want to say miles per gallon. Miles per fill up. Okay. So we know we can get 1,200 miles per fill up, 200 gallons, 450. So we know this number is going to change often. Now we're dealing with the ports. So now we've got a little something we've got working with. We know it's going to cost us fill up. Let's change this into dollars. Okay, let's change that into dollars. All right, let's change this into dollars. No, not percent, dollars. Okay, so we know $4 going to cost us $902. We got 1,200 miles. So we want to get with a company. We want to tell them we know we've got to pay $902 per fill up. We know we got 1,200 miles we can drive at 60 miles per hour. We can do quite a bit. Okay. Now it's the waiting time down at the port that's probably going to get you. It's the waiting time, because as they talked about here in when they empty off these right here, these don't have any type of wheels underneath them. That's where chassis come in. A chassis is basically the carriage for trailers, and those containers drop on that chassis, and that's what you pull, and then they empty out that truck, and you bring that empty back along with that chassis, and you do it again. So there are some variables in here that I'm not, like I said, I'm not going in deep in detail with, but I just want to give you an idea. If you're looking at a drayage model, the first thing you're going to be looking at is getting yourself a truck, understanding what you can pay, what you can afford, understanding what your cost of your fuel is going to be. And you've still got some other costs that you have to contend with. As I spoke about in another video, I address this chart right here. Now, what we're looking at on this chart right here is your fixed cost, your variable cost, and you've got down here at the bottom, it goes into total variable cost, total vehicle cost, driver's income. And I talked about this in the previous video. So these same factors still apply. We're just using them for a drayage business model. So to just kind of sum all this up, when you've got a truck, you've got several business models you can be in. You can dray from the port. That's your business model. You can do long haul. That's your business model. You can do local. That's a business model. You can pull from the rail. That's a business model. You can put these in little small containers, and then you can ask yourself, how can I diversify myself? How can I dray from the port and dray from the rail and do local? Can I do that? And what type of team will I need? Now, one thing I want to talk to you just real quick about is when you decide to, if you pull in a team, you've got to pay them. If you're going to work with a broker, you're going to have to pay them. If you're going to work with a dispatcher, you're going to have to pay them. You got to consider those things along with these costs right here that you have. Now, for my final piece on this, I want to talk about volumes that's coming out of the port. So I put together this spreadsheet real quick to just give you a visual, okay, of what the port has been doing. I pulled this data from the port of Savannah. And what this data shows me is their chart shows what they have brought in as far as containers from 2003 to the present. Now, I left out in this column here, in this column right here, I left out 2023 because we've only got 3 months. But I wanted to show you the trajectory from 2003 until 2022, what the total containers growth from the port, what they've been doing. I mean, and this is significant visual to show that the port is growing. So they have freight at the port. However, you've got to figure out what's best for you to make it work. Okay, but they have freight at the port. Now, this chart down here, I wanted to just bring to your attention. What I did is I just put together from 2016, I just put together from 2016 to 2022. And at the top here is January through December. Okay. So I wanted to give you an idea, and this is what each month, this is what the port brings off of ship and containers. And as you can see here, 2016, 28,000, 33,000 plus in 2017 in the month of January. Now, I want to skip over here to May. And as you can see, May has increased from 31,000 up to 51,000. So the port is growing. Okay. Now, right now, if I add in, I'm going to add in the year. Hold on, let me see. Let's do it this way. Nope. There we go. So I'm going to add in 2023. Okay. So you can see here, even in 2023, it's had some declines. It's gone down significantly. It's only at January was 42,000 as compared to previous years. The highest year was 2022. Then it's dipped February to 39,000. Previous year, February was 46,000 containers. Before that was 39. So 22 it jumped. And you can see here in March, you've had a decline to 36,000, whereas the previous 2 years it was at 49, 44, and 2021, 2022, respectively. So where are we at right now? In April, they have not released those numbers, and May. But we can see there's been a little bit of a dipping. And you can, by measuring what they've done so far, you're pretty, it's pretty safe to say that they're going to dip. But I want to draw your attention, though, even though they've dipped, I want you to take a look at this 40,000 right here. Even though that they've dipped, okay, since 2021, January, was that February 2021, they have not dipped below 40,000 up until this month of March. So there's business at the port. Get your plan together. Get your understanding of what you can do. Get together and understand what's going on at the port. Build a plan that's sustainable. Don't just run out there shooting in the dark. I'm showing you the data here that there is business, but you as a driver have got to know how to leverage your equipment in the best way to be profitable. These other companies have deep pockets. They have investors that are helping them be profitable. So for you as the smaller business, you've got to think about how you want to team up with those companies, how you want to be a part of those companies. Either you're going to be leasing yourself to them, or you're going to be contracting yourself with them. And if you're not, if you don't want to be a part of that, there's other business models you can attach yourself to, but you've got to make the decision. What's best for you? How are you going to keep busy? Understand the ebbs and flows of the port. You know, as long as we're going to eat, as long as we need clothes, as long as we got to do our hair, as long as women wear makeup, men need cologne, whatever the case may be, you're going to be seeing imports coming in through ports of Savannah, New York ports, Washington State ports, all the borders up and down the Atlantic and the Pacific. But you as the business owner have got to make the decision on how you are going to leverage the equipment and how you are going to stay in business, because nobody else is going to do it for you. So I hope this information was helpful. I hope you got a lot out of it. I know it was a little bit long, but I really wanted to let you just kind of marinate on the potential that's out there for a drayage business model. All right. So thanks for subscribing. I'm going to see you guys next week, or excuse me, on the next video, not next week, but have an awesome day. Peace.